saw an angel wearing a black dress at the bar on her phone, probably reading the text from her best friend saying he's no good for you. So I ordered me another Dos Equis with lime, feeling like a schoolboy rehearsing my lines just to walk up and forget everything I had. So I said, hey girl, I like your earrings, kicking myself, I'm so bad at these things. She just smiled, said, is that the best you got? I said, I ain't got no corny little pickup line. No, I wasn't trying to take you home tonight. I just didn't want you to pay for that next drink. Truth is, I've seen you in here before, wondering why we ain't never hit the floor. And it's lights on, one more song. Would you like to dance? Have a little last call romance. Have a little last call romance. Well, she smiled and said, I've never heard that one before. Took a shot of whiskey and yelled one more, spinning across the floor to a Nora Jones song. Why does have to take so long? I ain't got no corny little pickup lines. No, I wasn't trying to take you home tonight. I just didn't want you to pay for that next drink. Truth is, I've seen you in here before, wondering why we ain't never hit the floor. And it's lights on, one more song. Would you like to dance? Honey, this ain't gotta be hard. Let's leave it all the chance. And it's lights on, one more song. Would you like to dance? What do you say, baby? Honey, no, I wasn't trying to take you home tonight. I just didn't want you to pay for that next drink. Hey, truth is, I've seen you in here before, wondering why we ain't never hit the floor. And it's lights on, one more song. Would you like to dance? And it's lights on, one more song. Would you like to dance?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you ready? It's showtime. Please welcome Tim Kelly.
I peel another sticker from a square bottle of liquor that's become your kryptonite. It was full, now it's empty. Guess it finally hit me. I can't keep living your life. You tell me that you'll quit it, but you don't. You think that I'll forget it, but baby, I won't. I guess this is how it feels to wake up and it ain't real. A life built on a fairy tale suddenly goes straight to hell. I'm drowning in midnight cries, 2 a.m. alibis. Used to know the man, behind those bloodshot eyes. I can read you like a book, now I'm not able, but I can read you like a label. You're a number 7 brand, old-time Tennessee whiskey man, who thinks I don't know the truth. You can't keep your story straight, just like the steps you take, they're fueled by the 80 proof. Every day is just a replay of the last. Wish I could trade them for a taste of the past. I guess this is how it feels to wake up and it ain't real. A life built on a fairy tale suddenly goes straight to hell. I'm drowning in midnight cries, 2 a.m. alibis. Used to know the man behind those bloodshot eyes. I could read you like a book, now I'm not able, but I can read you like a label. I'm drowning in midnight cries, 2 a.m. alibis. I can't deny what's here in black and white. You don't have to lay your cards out on the table. I can read you like a label. I can read you like a label.
That is the latest single from Ariel Hutchins. It is called Label, and before that, Travis Bolt making his radio debut tonight on the program, getting us started with a great song called Last Call Romance. We're going to hook up for a great interview with him. I'm going to reach out to him. We just become Facebook friends today and found him on YouTube. Great country music on the radio tonight so far. Welcome to Today's Country with yours truly, Tim Kelly, hosting the show. KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com is live on the air right now. We are live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. We got a great live show going on right now and some great live entertainment. 2 radio interviews tonight. At the bottom half of hour number 1, I will be talking to Lance Carpenter. He is a great friend of mine. I have known of him for a long time. Never interviewed him, though. So tonight will be our first radio interview together. And then Ryan Talley is going to join us in the bottom half of hour number 2. So we're going to hear the stories behind their songs, and we're going to play a lot of great country music tonight on New Music Monday. So I hope you're ready to sit back and enjoy this great 3-hour radio program that we got lined up for you. I want to give a big thank you and shout out to all of the other radio stations that replay this program. Great ones like KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, Country Road 58 from Germany, Country Radio.musicbox4friends.com from Belgium, Devil's Country Radio.com, RadioTheKing.be, also from Belgium, WVMIRadio.com, RealRadio.us, DownTheRoadRadio.com from Ireland. We are on BigRecords.world/radio. We are on Top Shelf Radio Texas and RadicalOnlineRadio.com. A lot of other internet formats as well. We're adding more all the time. You can listen to the program on Spotify, on iHeartRadio, on Amazon Music. Just search KICR Indie Country Radio and you will start hearing new country's best. We've got a brand new segment tonight we're going to debut right before the top of the hour on our first hour. It is called This Week in Canadian Country Music. My good buddy Shane Christopher Neal is going to do that, and he's going to interview a lot of great Canadian country music artists, and we're going to play that program for you here in just a little bit. Let's get back to the music now. The latest single from Blaine Howard. It is called All Those Empties on today's country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on New Music Monday.
Well, first sip, fishing trip, ice cold when it hit my lips. Knock 'em down, stacking up another summer. Myrtle Beach, 23, sunburned 'cause I fell asleep. Lesson learned 'cause we weren't getting any younger. Yeah, we were just looking for nothing to do or some kind of trouble we could get into. Never knew those moments were making history. Might have crossed the line but didn't break the law. Didn't know it was innocence till it was lost. Looking back, didn't know we were making memories with all those empties. Tailgate, a riverbank, bonfire lighting up old flames, wishing on shooting stars like we were lovers. A purple heart, good cigars, blue cans covered up the yard. That night when we welcomed home a brother. Yeah, we were just looking for nothing to do or some kind of trouble we could get into. Never knew those moments were making history. Might have crossed the line but didn't break the law. Didn't know it was innocence till it was lost. Looking back, didn't know we were making memories with all those empties. Every drop, you never know when you pop a top. Can't tell good stories till you make them. Yeah, we were just looking for nothing to do or some kind of trouble we could get into. Never knew those moments were making history. Might have crossed the line but didn't break the law. Didn't know it was innocence till it was lost. Looking back, didn't know we were making memories with all those empties. Yeah, with all those empties. With all those empties.
It's time for today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio, with Tim Kelly.
Well, you're still singing that same old song. Just don't know where you heard it from. Like a broken record, baby, that's alright. I still remember how I felt that night. Don't go changing a thing. I wouldn't have it any other way. Sing it at the top of your lungs. You can sing it all night long. Who needs a radio anyway? Well, sing it like summertime while you're picking in clothes off the line. Choose any song. Sing it at the top of your lungs. You can sing it all night long. Who needs a radio anyway? Sing it like the summertime while you're picking in clothes off the line. Choosing a song. Yeah, now sing along. Yeah, now sing along.
Making their debut tonight on the program, that is a group called 12 Mile. The song is called Sing Along. I think you could sing along to that one. I love it. And I got that right before I went on the radio tonight. So that's how quick we get them on the radio, ladies and gentlemen. Really, really quick. I mean, super, super quick. That one is red hot off the press. 12 Mile, great group, and a great song called Sing Along. Well, this next artist and I had a great radio interview. It's been a while. I haven't heard or talked to him in a couple of years, but we actually got to meet him in Springfield, Missouri when he came to play a show here in town. His name is Jake Worthington. He is from the great state of Texas. His latest single has a video attached to it. You can check it out on our TV channel, ICTV, Indie Country TV. The song and the video is called State You Left Me In from Jake Worthington on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on New Music Monday.
Hope you had a good flight. I hear Cabo's nice this time of year. Bet you're having the time of your life. Glad you made it there. It's good you're having some fun before you move on out to Santa Fe. Me, I'm doing all right, I guess. Really nothing's changed. I'm still in the state you left me in. I go a little crazy now and then. That's about as far as I've been since you've been gone. If you ever go and change your mind, I won't be hard to find. Hope you're doing great. I'm still in the state you left me in. All my friends come around, wanna go out on Friday nights, but I just tell them no. I stay at home and turn out the lights. If you ever wake up thinking about us, wish you hadn't left, honey, just head my way, I'll always be here by myself. I'm still in the state you left me in. I go a little crazy now and then. That's about as far
Hope you had a good flight. I hear Cabo's nice this time of year.
Listening to New Music Monday on KICR Indie Country Radio.
J. Michael Adams, 35, Kentucky born, and he survived by his wife and his 3 boys. Good Lord. Plain wooden casket, peace lilies in a wicker basket. Dry eyes, it's no surprise. He was living on borrowed time. Who did it? Who done did it? Somebody took one for the team. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. She called me up at 3:15. Big sister, he hit me. Enough is enough, said give me 15. His blood's thicker than whiskey. I waited long enough till he was blackout drunk. Cinder block on the pedal, threw him in his truck. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. Who did it? Who done did it? Take it to the grave, baby, rest in peace. His mama's still crying, and the preacher keeps on lying. No, he was not a man of God, 'cause he'd been called too many times. He was a thief and a cheater, a natural born deceiver. But the moment that he beat her, his ass was mine. She called me up at 3:15. Big sister, he hit me. Enough is enough, said give me 15. His blood's thicker than whiskey. I waited long enough till he was blackout drunk. Cinder block on the pedal, threw him in his truck. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. Who did it? Who done did it? Take it to the grave, baby, rest in claim to be a saint, but no, it didn't feel like sin. Felt like he got what was coming to him. She called me up at 3:15. Big sister, he hit me. Enough is enough, said give me 15. His blood's thicker than whiskey. I waited long enough till he was blackout drunk. Cinder block on the pedal, threw him in his truck. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Who did it? Who done did it? Never gonna find out it was me. Who did it? Who done did it? Take it to the grave, baby, rest in peace.
That is the latest single from Taylor Austin Dye. Great video to that one, also on our TV channel, ICTV, Indie Country TV, powered by Strim. Go check it out. It is fantastic, and the song is as well. I'm getting ready to book an interview with that young lady. She emailed me back today, and we're just scheduling some open dates that we have available. Get our schedules together, and we'll get her on this program and get to hear the stories behind her great songs. I found that young lady on a great little app called TikTok. Perhaps you've heard it. Perhaps you've seen it. She is amazing. This next artist is amazing too. His name is Gary Howard. We just wrapped up a great radio interview, our second one, and now I got a brand new single to debut from him. It is called Sippin' on Whiskey from Gary Howard on Today's Country from KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best on New Music Monday.
Sitting all alone at the bar tonight, not looking for company. I don't want to talk, I'm too deep in thought. Imagine you sitting next to me. I see your pink lipstick on your white wine glass, your reflection on the neon sign. I wish it was true and not that 90 proof, messing with my mind.
so quiet without you here. I'm kicking back with a bottle of Jack stretched out in your favorite chair. I think I hear you sing me a George Strait song while strumming your old six string. Sounds so smooth till I realize the booze is the one singing to me.
Sipping on whiskey, wishing you missed me. Seems like a bad dream. Just wish the thinking keeps me drinking. It will drown your memory. I should leave them alone, but I keep them coming on. Another shot, straight double strong. When I get sober, I try to get over all of the hell it brings. But tonight, I'm sipping on whiskey, wishing you missed me. If this ain't the bottom, I don't know what is. Pretending every sip was one more kiss from your lips, but it ain't the same. Maybe one more time to kill the pain. Sipping on whiskey, wishing you missed me. Seems like a bad dream. This wishful thinking keeps me drinking. It won't drown your memories. I should leave them alone, but I keep them coming on. Another shot, straight double strong. When I get sober, I'm trying to get over all of the hell it brings. But tonight, I'm sipping on whiskey, wishing you missed me. Wishing you missed me.
Once again, his name is Gary Howard. That is his latest single. It is called Sippin' on a Whiskey. Go check him out. Gary Howard Music is his social media all over Facebook and Instagram and all of that. Gary Howard Music. Well, this next artist is live with us on the radio right now. We're going to play 3 of his songs tonight, but what's great is we get to hear the stories behind him. He's a good friend of mine. I have not interviewed him yet, though, until tonight, but that's getting ready to change. How about Mr. Lance Carpenter? How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, Tim. How you doing?
Doing fantastic, man. Thanks for doing this show tonight. I sure appreciate it, and I've been looking forward to this for a while. We have known of each other for quite some time and have loved your music for some time, and I'm glad to have you on the show tonight.
I'm excited to be here. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. I want to give a big thank you to Straight Arrow Management. They are a radio sponsor of this program, and they set up this interview, and they've been hooking me up with some great artists, and so I'm looking forward to continuing that great relationship. And you can check them out on our sponsor tab of the website, KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com as well. Well, Lance, I'll tell you what, we got a lot to talk about. Your bio was really interesting to me when I read it today. And so, you know, the reason I do these interviews, I call it the stories behind the songs. And you got some great new songs out, and we're going to get to hear the stories behind them. But how did you get started in the world of country music? Tell us a little bit about that.
Man, country music for me, you know, not necessarily the business, but my first introduction to country music was really my mom playing George Strait in the car when I was a kid going to school, and just grew up loving it. We'd sit down in the floor, build a pallet, and watch the ACM awards and the CMA awards. And so country music has always been a love of mine. But it was high school. I had some buddies that played guitar, and when I went to college, I bought a pawn shop guitar and took it to college. And on CMT, I would watch and learn a few chords, and then I started kind of writing weird stories. And that's how the first song was written.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, you grew up in Northwest Arkansas. Now, I'm in Branson, Missouri. They call it the live show capital of the world, so I don't think we were too far apart from where you grew up. I didn't never get the town in your bio, so you may want to tell us that.
Yeah, I'm from Ozark, Arkansas, home of the Hillbillies.
Well, I actually live in Ozark, Missouri, and I base the show out of Branson. So.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah, we got the Ozark. We're down the Arkansas River Valley, and then you got the whole Ozark National Forest, and then you got Ozark, Missouri. That's kind of how I tell everybody about it.
Absolutely. I know where that is. How about that? Actually, in 1998, we bought a manufactured home off of my wife's cousin when we were I was married to my first wife back in '98, and it went from Ozark, Arkansas, all the way to Oklahoma. So
how about that?
Yep. So small world, man, small world. Well, and I was also looking at your bio, and you used to work for the government agency FEMA, which helps people in natural disasters like hurricanes and tornadoes and all of that. And you didn't know this about me until a few minutes ago when we were talking off the air, but I was in the Joplin, Missouri tornado on May the 22nd of 2011. 9 months later, and that was with one of my brothers. I got 4 younger brothers. Then 9 months later, I was in the Branson, Missouri tornado that came down the 76 strip, and we survived that one in a parking garage right across from the Dolly Parton Stampede Theater.
My goodness. Yeah, that's... When I went to college at Arkansas Tech University, I got a degree, a Bachelor's of Science in Emergency Administration and Management. Mm-hmm. And my post-grad work was in Homeland Security Operations. And during that time, I interned for the Arkansas Department of Emergency Management. And after I graduated, I got a job there. And for about 3.5 years, I did various things, working in our 24-hour comm center, doing domestic preparedness grants and things like that. I was the law enforcement coordinator for the state of Arkansas. And then when Katrina hit, we had about 75,000 to 100,000 evacuees come up that we sheltered for a long time. And in the process of doing that, I had some FEMA folks say, hey, man, we're about to hire a bunch of people. And if you would be interested, we would like to have you. So would you be interested in going to New Orleans and becoming a federal employee? And I was young and single and gung-ho, and I thought, shoot, this will let me help more people. And so I did. I signed up and went down during Hurricane Katrina and started working in New Orleans. And that started a career where I worked 42 presidential disasters in about a period of just under 8 years, and got to see some incredibly awful things, but help people during their greatest time of need. And I've always loved helping people, so it was a good fit.
That's awesome. That's the last thing I read in your bio. It says Lance is here to help, and you're doing that with music now. Music is therapeutic, and it helps people get over certain situations in life, and it just is so impactful to people. And what you can put together in a 3 or 4 minute song is just amazing to me. I've always loved that process of writing songs, and I know you're a terrific songwriter. Now, as I read in your bio, it didn't always start out that way, though. You dealt with some rejection in songwriting, but you kind of kept at it, and you were able to write a hit song for Kelsey Ballerini, and that's good stuff right there. Love Me Like You Mean It.
I did, yeah. When I came to town, I tell people I couldn't write my way out of a wet paper sack if I wanted to. But it was just show up every day and write a new song. That was it for me. Meet a new co-writer, write a new song. Any chance I got to come to Nashville and meet people that were in the business doing it, and just kind of immerse myself in this. Where I'm from in Ozark, we had a few people come and travel through and play at the bars, but when I was in high school, it wasn't that I wanted to be a person on the bar playing songs. It was, I loved country music, but I never thought I'd be playing it. But yeah, I came to town and just learned through an organization called NSAI, and they kind of taught me the foundations of songwriting, and I met a lot of my first friends through them. And once I had the success, started mentoring for them, and now I'm blessed to have my own company called Music Row Coach, where I mentor songwriters from all across the country and the world, really. Oh, wow. Just to kind of give them access to me, and I've got to do great things in the business. I've been blessed to have publishing deals and #1 songs like the Kelsey song, and had a record deal, and if I can eliminate roadblocks and eliminate some of the pain for the person that's out there in nowhere, Missouri, that thinks they write great songs and don't know what to do with them, or wants to write songs and don't know how, or don't have co-writers, then that's something I do. But I got off topic a little bit, going back to the Kelsey thing. Yeah, I wrote a lot of bad songs before the Monday night eating pizza with Forrest Whitehead, Josh Kerr, and Kelsey Ballerini when we wrote Love Me Like You Mean.
Isn't that something?
What a song.
Yeah. And there's some great talent coming out of Arkansas. I'm good friends with Erin Enderlin. I know she's from Arkansas. I've interviewed her on the radio. And my good friend May Estes. We have had a couple of radio interviews. She's from Hope, Arkansas. She just got a publishing deal to write for folks. And she's a great, talented artist in her own right. And just a couple of Saturdays ago, on March the 4th, she got to make her debut at the Grand Ole Opry. So she was all excited and tearing up on TikTok. And that's where I found her, actually, was on TikTok. And that's been a great app to find some great new country music artists.
It is, yeah. I've known Erin Enderlin for years and just love her to death. She's such a great songwriter and just such a great person.
Yeah.
We wrote a song on my demo sessions project called "I'm Gonna Love You" together, and then just back in December, I played a show with May down in Hope.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Hope. May is just such a talent. I've known of her for several years, and she's just really grown into herself and found her sound and is doing some incredible things. I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, she sure is. And I thank her for being a good friend and doing a couple of radio interviews with little old me, and now look at her, and she's such a hard worker. She was telling me about working 2 jobs in Nashville before she got her publishing deal. And and that's what I love about the indie artists, and you know this as well, and you've done it. You guys are entrepreneurs. There's a lot that goes into this, and you mentioned it in the opening about the music business, but there's so much into it. You got to be graphic designers and all of this stuff, website designers and everything, and getting promotion and all that. So you got to have good people in your corner, that's for sure. And it sounds like you've got that going on for you too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, throughout my career, here in Nashville, I've had managers work with me. I've had labels and PR consultants and website designers and all this stuff. But I'll never forget when I first, for any artist out there that's listening or songwriter that's trying to build a website, I pulled up Wix.com one day, and my roommate at the time, Forrest Whitehead, was doing a demo, and he was in there for about 6 hours, and I sat there for 6 hours, and I tried to build my first website. And in 6 hours, I couldn't get the first page, the front page, to look right. So I deleted everything.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to just go hire it. And I found out it was like $1,500 to get a website built. And I thought, you know what? I can sit here and struggle a long time for $1,500. So the next day he did another demo, and I sit in there for another 6 hours, and I finally got like a 2-page website built. And yeah, you've got to be everything at first. You got to be your biggest cheerleader, and you got to wear all the hats until you can get to a point to where you can either afford to hire someone to do the things that you don't want to do or don't do well, or you have someone that really sees what you're doing and sees the effort you're putting in and says, now that's something I want to help with. And they come to you and say, hey, I want to help you grow. And then you start building your team.
And that's the way it is on this side of it too. I designed and built the website that we have for the radio station, and I saw this cool Branson background of the 76 strip that has this big Ferris wheel that they brought in from Chicago on 26 semis. They trucked this thing in from Chicago to Branson and set it up right in the middle of the 76 strip. They light it up every night after dark with awesome lights, and there's loud music going on, and that Ferris wheel never stops. And I've been on it, and you get 150 feet in the air, and you get to see all of downtown Branson on that thing. So I thought, what a cool backdrop for the website. And so that's what we got going on over there. And love Branson's history of country music, similar to Nashville. Buck Owens used to have a theater here, I believe. Glenn Campbell, Roy Clark, Mickey Gilley back in the day. Andy Williams had a 19-year run here. My brother was his TV producer for a couple of years. Wasn't country music, but Andy had a successful time in Branson. So there's still a lot more opportunity for country music to be heard, and we'd love to bring you here, too, one of these days. I don't know if you've ever been. Probably so, from Ozark, Arkansas.
I've been to Branson a lot. I can remember times as a teenager going up to the Country Tonight show and watching Shoji Tabuchi play his fiddle.
There you go.
Even played pool against him.
Wow.
In the men's room pool table. There's a big pool table set up in the men's room with seats all around, and he came in and him and another person played me and my grandpa.
That is awesome.
He's just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I worked for a guy here that's been here for years now. His name's Leroy New, and he does a Marty Robbins tribute. And I used to run his lights and sound and set up the stage and everything for that show. And so talented. He won Guitar Player of the Year, and he can do dueling banjos with just the guitar, and he kills it. So.
Man, no Marty Robbins down in the wet. El Paso.
There you
I
go.
fell in love with a Mexican girl. Oh, what a song!
So much talent
Yeah,
in this town.
I would love to come to Branson and play. Point me to a stage, and I've got a guitar, and we'll travel.
I will text you a couple after this interview. We'll get you, see if we can't get you here, man. That would be fantastic. They would love to have you. I knew for a while that you signed to Toby Keith's label several years ago called Show Dog Nashville, and you did a great duet with his daughter, Crystal Keith, called Anywhere or Anyone Else. So tell us about how that kind of relationship started and kind of how that was going.
Absolutely. I'll start with the song. My old roommate Forrest and I, when we would meet with publishers before we signed our first publishing deal, we would meet with them and we would ask for a comp disc of, 5 or 10 of their songs from their other writers that we could listen to and kind of learn and get to know. And every day we'd come in and share them with each other. And Forrest brought in one disc one day that was from a pitch group called Singles Only. And the number one track on that was the song Anyone Else. It was written by Emily Shackleton, Kelly Archer, and Greg Bates. And after listening to it, I said, man, if I ever cut a duet, I'm cutting that song. It's incredible. And that was in 2011.
Uh-huh.
Well, fast forward to 2016, I'm in the studio at Jada Marcus's house of Rascal Flats cutting the project. And I had a little extra time, and so the band said, hey, do you want to record anything else? We've got more time. And I said, you know what, there's this duet. I've not asked permission, but let's go ahead and cut the music, and then I'll go put a vocal on it. Maybe one of these days I'll find a female to do it with. But so I did it just, kind of for fun. And then the next year I met Crystal and started writing with her. We wrote several songs together. She ended up recording one that we wrote together called I Got You, and then she heard a song of mine that I had written called Resting Beach Face, about the beach,
Uh-huh.
that I wrote with Michael White and Jen Schott. And so she recorded them. I went in the studio, heard her record the EP, and when I heard her voice, I thought, man, she would sound good on that other song. Well, I didn't write it, so I told her, I said, I'm not trying to put this song on your record. You're done. And I'm not trying to put this out either. I think you would just sound good on it. Would you do it for fun? So she said sure, and she got the team to approve it, and she went in and we put her vocal on it, and I produced that with my friend Aaron Chmielewski, and it was just kind of for fun. Well, she played it for her dad, and her dad said, this is great. This needs to be on country radio. I'm going to put it there. Who's the guy?
Uh-huh.
She goes, oh, it's this dude I've been writing with. He wrote XYZ, and he had a number one with Kelsey. And long story short, he planned a show here in Nashville and called me up on the bus and offered me a record deal to put that song out. And it's Toby Keith for those of y'all that didn't know. And so it was such an honor. That was 2017 to sign with Show Dog and to have that song go out. And we toured the country. Did 100 radio station visits and toured with Toby and played the rodeo out in Cheyenne with him and so many other places. And it was just, a dream come true for a country music fan to be able to be on the road with Toby and hear his stories and learn from his team and watch how all that works. I've seen so many concerts from the stands, but I haven't really seen too many big concerts from back of the stage. Yeah. And then to be able to put my boots on the same stage as him was quite a blessing.
That is awesome, and that brings up a question that I won't ask you just yet, but I ask a lot of artists that, and so we'll save that one for a little bit later. But we want to play your new single right now. Better Than Me is the title of it. I've been spinning this one a while, and getting ready for this interview tonight. We're definitely going to spin it tonight, and a couple of more of your great songs, and a couple of favorites, all-time favorites of mine. But tell us about Better Than Me and how this one came about.
Well, the way that one came about, the first day that I signed to my publishing deal, Bigger Picture Music Group in 2012, Keith Stegall, who was Alan Jackson's producer, produced Zac Brown Band, and was working with a new artist named Craig Campbell. We had a meeting. They had just put out Craig's first record, and he said, all right, for this next record, y'all, this was like a writer's, there was about 9 writers, and we were all having a meeting. He said, I want y'all to write love songs for Craig. Because this first record, we really didn't put any love songs on there that he could sing to Mindy. Mindy's his wife, sweetheart, great writer, great artist in her own right. And so I had an idea, and I looked at Justin Wilson, and I said, hey, I got this idea. Let's go to the writer's house right now and do it. So we walked over there, and we wrote this song. And so initially it was for Craig Campbell, but we ran it through the mill, and he ended up passing on it. And it was just one of them where I've played it out a few times at rounds, and some of my friends for the last 10 years have just loved the song. We wrote it in 2012, and they're like, when are you going to record that? When are you going to record that? And so a little history behind it, I recorded it in 2022 early, and I lived with it, and I just wasn't proud of what it was, and so I went back into the studio and spent more money and produced it myself and did it the way I wanted it to be, and that's the version that everybody got to hear. So yeah, it's a long time coming for that song, but I'm glad it's out there, so the guys can dedicate it to their sweethearts that have made them better men.
Wow, I love that. I hear that all the time when I ask those questions, that a song has been in the can, so to speak, for a long, long time, and then one day they just decide they're tired to pull it out and see if they can't do something with it. And so, yeah, for 10 years. And speaking of that, this radio station started at about the same time, 10 years ago. Well, I started doing internet radio, Today's Country, with Tim Kelly about 2012. And we were on a station called Music Road Radio to begin with. And then somewhere down the line, we met you through Twitter and social media, and we used to tweet back and forth all the time. And I was one of the first DJs to play Craig Campbell on the radio before he got signed to his first record deal. And he lives like 2 blocks from my vice president right now. So it's just a big circle, man. I say it all the time. The independent country community is big, but yet it's small at the same time. And everybody knows everybody and tries to help everybody out.
That's very true. Couldn't have said it better.
Yep, and I sure love internet radio for that reason, because we get to hear these great songs first, man, and I hope this one gets on FM radio, and I'm sure it is somewhere, and we are close to getting this station on FM radio in Canada, so we're working on that right now, and we're pushing for national syndication, so we can help you guys get more radio airplay. But we're going to give you some radio airplay right now. His name is Lance Carpenter. His latest single is called Better Than Me. Let's give this a listen on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio on a New Music Monday.
When it comes to Sunday morning church, I mouth along while she sings every word. Better than me. Christmas cards and birthday gifts, thank you notes if you're on our list. She'll take care of you better than me. Yeah, I could just go on and on about her, and I don't know how I ever lived without her. She makes me a better man, 'cause she's better than I could ever be. But there ain't nobody that could ever love her better than me. And sometimes just to see her smile, I'll miss that 8-ball by a mile and let her think she's better than me. But laying in my arms when the lights go out, that's when I know without a doubt there ain't no man done better than me. Yeah, I could just go on and on about her, and I don't know how I ever lived without her. She makes me a better man, 'cause she's better than I could ever be. But there ain't nobody that could ever love her better than me.
but there ain't nobody that could ever love her better than me. Now there ain't nobody that could ever love her better than me.
Great new song. You're getting lots of great live feedback in our interactive chat room tonight on our website, and lots of ladies hang out in here, and they love country music, and they got a new friend in Lance Carpenter, man. They're loving your stuff.
Awesome. Very cool.
So,
tell them to go to Instagram and Facebook and follow me. And
there you go. We'll ask you all that here in just a second, but the one thing that I did want to ask you that I told you I would hold on to that question a little bit. You've got to tour with Toby Keith, and I'm sure you've got to open for a lot of big-name artists in the industry. But let me ask you this one. What would be Lance Carpenter's dream gig, if you haven't done it already, an artist that you would either maybe open for or do a duet with on stage like Toby's daughter?
George Strait.
There you go.
It would have to be George Strait, or maybe Garth Brooks would be a close second.
Yep, that was straight and to the point. I love
100%.
it. Garth was here September 30th through October the 2nd of last year. Johnny Morris, that owns Bass Pro Shops, built a professional bull riding rodeo arena down here called Timber Ridge. And he had Garth there for 3 shows in a row, and boy, it was a heck of a deal. It seats about 50,000 folks, so there's an option for you just south of Branson, but we're going to try to reach out to some folks, and I'll give you the information, too, on maybe we can get you to Branson. They would love to have you, and your music is top-notch, my friend. Always has been. I've been a fan of yours for a long time.
Man, I would love to come up there and play. It's been a long time since I've been to Missouri to play some music. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely. And so tell us now where folks can find you on social media. I've been looking at your website all this time, but I'll let you tell it.
Yeah, if y'all go to lancecarpentermusic.com, there should be links to about all my social medias, but I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm not on Farmers Only. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, that's too bad, man. We'll see what we can do about getting you on there.
Oh, man.
Lance Carpenter in overalls, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Well, overall, this has been a fun interview. I hope it's not our last, man. Love to have you back on the program. When you come out with something new that you want to promote, be sure to hit us up or have Sabrina and the folks over at Straight Arrow Management do it, and we will definitely schedule some time for you, my friend.
Man, that sounds great, Tim. I appreciate it. Appreciate all your listeners tuning in. Hope y'all are doing good out there, and thank you for loving the music.
Absolutely. Well, you said this next song is one of your all-time favorites. It's called Heydays, and I've loved this one for a long, long time, too. Used to play the heck out of it on our former radio station over at Music Road Radio. Tell us a little bit about this one. Set it up for us.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, this is one of them songs where when you're writing music, every day you show up with an idea, and a lot of times it's a love song or it's a song, about what's going on in your life. And then sometimes you get in the room with someone and there's going to be something new that comes out of it. And on this day we were talking about just what kind of songs to write. And my co-writers on this one was Mike McQuarrie and Drew Smith. And we started writing for Drew. He's kind of on the rock side of things, and all morning we couldn't come up with anything. And finally we stopped and had some lunch, and Drew said, "Hey guys, both of you two fellas are like country farm kids. Maybe we shouldn't worry about writing for me today," because he was an artist working on a project. He said, "I've always wanted to write a song from like the perspective of a tree or a truck or a tractor." And I said, "Now you're talking my language." And so we thought, there's lots of songs about tractors, but what would a tractor say if it got to tell its side of the story?
Uh-huh.
We just kind of started throwing out some lines, and for any songwriter that's listening, this is weird because the last 2 lines of the song we wrote was the title. We didn't have a title until the very end of the song, and Heydays just fit so well. And we felt like idiots when we finally come up with it, because like, well, it was just staring at us the whole time.
Just right there.
And, yeah, and so then we did a little research on the Poppin' Johnny, because we say Poppin' Johnny, and it's got the little metal cap on the exhaust. It goes pop, 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 pop.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the years they were built, make sure that we had the song, you know, chronologically correct. And we wrote the song about a 1953 Poppin' Johnny, and I've got a record called Heydays. It's the title track, and on the back of that record, there's a tractor, and it's a Poppin' Johnny, and it's a 1953 Poppin' Johnny, and you can't make this stuff up. 2 weeks after we wrote this song, Mike's brother called him. He hadn't talked to him in months, and he goes, "Hey, man, I was at this auction, and I found this tractor like Granddad used to have. It's a 1953 Poppin' Johnny," and we all about lost it. And so he took it and an old rake and took a picture of it, and that's what's on the back cover of this CD.
That is awesome.
But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the story behind Heydays.
Man, I appreciate it so much. Just hearing that makes me think of my brother. He's got a buddy, a best friend of his up in Kansas City, Missouri. Well, he actually moved to Lake of the Ozarks up here just north of us in Branson just recently. He was from Kansas City, but he's wanting to do something in songwriting. And so I'm going to send him this show because he's learning from one of the best out there, and you're helping people do it. So we'll see if we can hook you guys up, and maybe you guys can make some magic in the world of songwriting, man, because I love your style, and your music is top-notch. Like I say, it is so good.
Man, I appreciate that so much.
Absolutely. His name is Lance Carpenter. This is called Heydays on KICR. Indie Country Radio, new country's best on this new music.
Since 53 he's called me Poppin' Johnny. Since the first day I arrived on this farm, we've turned a lot of ground into a little money. Stacked 1,000,000 bales in that old A-frame barn. I've seen mile-long days last through the night, but there ain't no better place I could live my life. Man, you should have seen me. Yeah, you should have seen us cutting them turn rows, kicking up that Franklin County dust. My green paint would shine when he washed the dirt away. Now I'm showing my age, but man, you should have seen me back in my heydays. Well, he parked that horse-drawn rake the day he bought me, put his trust in me to carry a heavy load. Well, I was proud to pull my weight, and he was proud to drive me. So for years and years, round and round we'd go. Oh, but about midday, he let me rest a while and take that short lunch break in the shade of my back tire. Man, you should have seen me. Yeah, you should have seen us cutting them turn rows, kicking up that Franklin County dust. My green paint would shine when he washed the dirt away. Now I'm showing my age, but man, you should have seen me back in my heydays. But nowadays I spend my time underneath this white oak tree, right beside that old rake, disappearing in the weeds. Somewhere our best friend is out here buried just like us, ashes to ashes, steel to rust. But you should have seen me, man, you should have seen us cutting them turn rows, kicking up all that Franklin County dust. Well, my green paint don't shine no more, all my yellow's faded away. I'm showing my age, but man, you should have seen me
back in my heydays. Yeah, we're showing our age, but man, you should have seen us back in our heydays. Back in my heydays.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Breaking in the blues, and I swore that I was swearing off girls like you. With that honeysuckle magic mixed in with southern proper, now you got me going and I ain't gonna stop you. So take it easy, girl, it's too late to make it simmer with the moonshine shimmer on your long sexy curls. Falling on your shoulders, you win. Game over. If you're gonna take my heart and wrap it around your world, take it easy, girl. Your eyes are mesmerizing, they're making me melt. Well, that's a stupid line. Let me think of something else. Did it hurt falling from heaven? Wow, now that was clever. Before you walk away tonight, I'm thinking that I better just take it easy, girl. It's too late to make it simmer with the moonshine shimmer on your long sexy curls. Falling on your shoulders, you win. Game over. If you're gonna take my heart and wrap it around your world, take it easy, girl. Take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. Sugar, don't you tease me. Take it easy, girl. It's too late to make it simmer with a moonshine shimmer on your long sexy curls. Falling on your shoulders, you win. Game over. If you're gonna take my heart and wrap it around your world, take it easy, easy, girl. Take it easy, girl. Oh, yeah.
That is the third song from Lance Carpenter, one of my all-time favorites. It is called Take It Easy, Girl, and welcome to hour number 2 of Today's Country with yours truly, Tim Kelly, hosting the show. We are KICR, Indie Country Radio. Add a .com to that, and you'll find us live on our website right now. From Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world, we have a fantastic live show going on right now. At the bottom half of this hour, I'll have another great radio interview. My good friend Ryan Talley is going to join us on the program. You're going to love his music as well. I found him on my YouTube feed a few weeks ago, and we set up the interview for tonight. So we're going to play some of his music and hear the stories behind his songs as well. Coming up after this next song, we're going to do a brand new segment called This Week in Canadian Country Music with my good friend Shane Christopher Neal. So stay tuned for that. It is right after this next song from a great Canadian artist by the name of Amanda Keels. This is called Blame It on the Moonlight on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music Monday.
As hurt as I am, I can't find it in my heart to keeping close to the laxity. Even when you said it was over and you were moving on, I wanna say it's all your fault. I guess I'm not that strong. So blame it on the moonlight, blame it on the candlelight, blame it on the weather, whatever will do. Blame it on the restaurant, blame it on the wine and talk, blame it on anything or anyone but you. Blame it on the moonlight, or blame it on the candlelight, or blame it on anything or anyone but you.
All right, Shane Christopher Neal from ShaneChristopherNeal.com, and today in conversation with Rosewood Avenue, Sabrina and Dave, brand new single out called Good Old Days. So the first question I want to ask you guys is, what makes up the good old days for you?
Oh, man, good question. Well, basically for us, it's just about living every moment of every day to the fullest. For us, really, it's being together.
I think, yeah, being together, spending time with family, and just, enjoying every day, one day at a time, and just making memories.
And playing music
Playing
on
music.
stage.
Yeah, we love traveling, and so, we're always excited for festival season because we're way up north in Matheson, so we get to travel down south and visit some cool places.
Mm-hmm.
As mentioned, Good Old Days, great new song from Rosewood Avenue, and I got Sabrina and Dave with me right now. And besides the two of you, did you have any outside collaboration within this song?
Yeah, so this song we wrote together in Nashville a few summers ago, actually, with another Canadian writer, Andrew Peebles. And we got him to produce it as well.
Yeah. Basically, we went in, and I always tell the story that we came in with a different song in mind, and that day, that song did not want to write itself. So we sort of put that aside, and then we just sort of talked about, making memories and moments and about how, we're always looking back at the good old days when it's in the past and it's gone. And so we came up with that concept of, we're making the good old days as we speak. So yeah, it really clicked, and the song basically wrote itself at that point.
Don't wanna be 80 years old with a bunch of stories left untold. List of things I never did. Might get a lot of trips around the sun, but one life to make the most of. And I wanna make the most of it. So let's put a few more miles on my F-150. Ride this highway till that city limit time's in the review. See what kind of trouble we can get into. Let's get lost, stay up all night, dancing barefoot under the starlight, taking our sweet time while we make some good old days. what kind of trouble we can get into. Let's get lost, stay up all night, dancing barefoot under the starlight, taking our sweet time while we make some good old days. Hey, some good old days. Oh, don't wanna be 80 years old with a bunch of stories left untold. List of things I never did.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it?
Today's country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do.
Today's country. More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country. New country. New country. New country.
We'd sit outside in the middle of the day. We'd watch the cars go by, heading to the interstate. And we'd talk about life and what I was doing now. How's that girl you've been seeing? You've been to your mama's house. And there ain't nothing like a day with Grandma and me. Between talking about the neighbors and the squirrels up in the trees, and I'd give anything to go back to that place where it's one more ginger ale and an episode of Days. Yeah, I'd give anything for a day, just Grandma and me. She'd pull out a stack of cards, run me her 5-card draw. She'd always let me win, and I didn't mind at all. When lunchtime rolled around, she'd always let me choose a BLT on rye or Grandma's homemade soup. And there ain't nothing like a day with Grandma and me. Between talking about the neighbors and the squirrels up in the trees, and I'd give anything to go back to that place where it's one more ginger ale and an episode of Days. Yeah, I'd give anything for a day, just Grandma and me. We got to talk to Grandma the other day. I couldn't tell her not if she remembered my name, but there was that old smile we used to see. It took me back in time to just Grandma and me. And there ain't nothing like a day with Grandma and me. Between talking about the neighbors and the squirrels up in the trees, and I'd give anything to go back to that place where it's one more ginger ale and an episode of Days. Yeah, I'd give anything for a day, just Grandma and me.
KICR Indie Country Radio. His name is R.J. Mooney. That is Moody rather. That is called Grandma and Me. I love that song. Popped up on my YouTube feed. I checked him out, and we got several of his great songs. Kind of sounds like Garth Brooks a little bit to me. One of the kings of country music, along with George Strait, who was mentioned earlier in the program. Well, we're going to debut another brand new artist for you. His name is Dalton Dover. This is called Giving Up on That on Today's Country from KICR Indie Country Radio, playing New Country's best on New Music Monday.
I hate you met the center. Lord knows I ain't no saint, but I'm trying to lean a little more that way these days. You put up with more than I ever would've, and you left just like you should've. But since you've been gone, ain't nothing around here the same. 'Cause girl, I'm giving up on drinking as much as I used to. When I had you giving up on just saying I'm gonna change. I've given up on passing the blame. Everything made you walk out on what we had. But when it comes to want you back, I ain't never giving up on that. I pray it ain't too late for you to see what I've turned into. I just wish my working on me was working on you. But since you said goodbye and hit me with them tail lies, I swear I've changed everything but your mind. 'Cause girl, I'm giving up on drinking as much as I used to. When I had you giving up on just saying I'm gonna change. I've given up on passing the blame. Everything made you walk out on what we had. But when it comes to want you back, I ain't never giving up on that. I ain't never getting up on fighting for what we could have been, hanging on to what we should have been. I wish I would have been a better man back then. 'Cause girl, I'm giving up on drinking as much as I used to. When I had you giving up on just saying I'm gonna change. I've given up on passing the blame. Everything made you walk out on what we had. But when it comes to want you back, I ain't never giving up on that. Oh, I ain't never giving up on that.
Nobody knows new country like we know new country. Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
You've been walking the same old road for miles and miles. You've been hearing the same old voice tell the same old lies. If you're trying to fill the same old holes inside, there's a better life. There's a better life. If you've got pain, he's a pain taker. If you feel lost, he's a way maker. If you need freedom or saving, he's a prison shaking savior. If you've got chains, he's a chain breaker. We've all searched for the light of day in the dead of night. We've all found ourselves worn out from the same old fight. We've all run to things we know just ain't right. There's a better life. There's a better life. You've got pain. He's a pain taker. You feel lost. He's a way maker. You need freedom or save it. He's a prison shaking savior. If you've got chains, he's a chain breaker. You believe it, if you receive it, if you can feel it, somebody testify. If you believe it, if you receive it, if you can feel it, somebody testify, testify. If you believe it, if you receive it, you can feel it. Somebody testify. Got pain. He's a pain taker. You feel lost. He's a way maker. If you need freedom or save it, he's a prison shaking savior. Got chains. He's a chain breaker. Oh, if you need freedom or save it, he's a prison shaking savior. Got chains. He's a chain breaker. He's a chain breaker.
Her name is Ashley Dawn, and that is called Chainbreaker right here on KICR Indie Country Radio. Ashley Dawn Music is where you can find her all over social media. Well, this next gentleman is with us live on the radio tonight, so we're going to play 3 of his songs during a great radio interview. We want to welcome Ryan Talley to the program. How are you tonight, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for doing the program. I appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. I'm scrolling through YouTube as I always do every day to find new music, and I mean new stuff. I don't do what the main people in Nashville or anybody around Music City does. I'm not looking for big numbers on followers and views on YouTube and TikTok and all of that. I'm looking for brand new stuff that is really, really good, and I come across this song of yours, interesting title, called Rearranging Sawdust. So I thought, I'm going to click on that and see who this Ryan Talley guy is. And I was impressed, and I got 2 other songs from you as well. So we're going to give you 3 plays tonight on the radio.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yes, sir. I put that out there. I put these songs out there without it really didn't know what to expect. But I'm glad I got your attention at least.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. Isn't it pretty cool when a radio station reaches out to you to play you on the radio?
Well, it's kind of surreal, honestly.
Yeah, that is not the norm nowadays. It never has been.
No, sir.
Like
it's
I
not.
said, I do things that everybody else doesn't do, and I'm 10 years into doing this program, Today's Country with Tim Kelly. I Googled myself here a while back, the radio show, and I'm the first 5 on Google, so we got that thing locked down. But
no, that's awesome.
We definitely want to help get your social media out there too, and I'm looking at your website right now, and you got a lot of cool stuff. You've got a tour going on, and but I want to hear your story about country music and how you got into it. That's why I love doing these interviews. I call them the stories behind the songs. We're going to get to hear your songs, but I'm going to ask you some of the stories behind the ones that we're going to play tonight too. But you're from a small town, and we were talking about that before we got on the air tonight, of Beeville, Texas, about 13,000 people. And I love the Texas country music scene, and I'm sure you do too.
Oh, yes, sir. I came into contact with real early, so it's very, as you know, the Texas music scene, it's a lot like the Appalachian scene or the Canadian scene. It's not shut off from Nashville, but it is very independent. Mm-hmm. It's its own thing. So we have our own artists, our own circuit. You know, Texas is big enough to where you can tour year round and still have enough places to play, you know, around here. So.
Yeah. And, you know, I don't know if you've ever been to Branson. I base the radio show out of Branson. I live just north of there, go down to Branson all the time. And, you know, they have the 76 Strip in Branson that has more live theater seats than Broadway in New York City. I don't know if you knew that about that small town of Branson. And their population is only a little over 10,000 in Branson that actually live there. But every year, 8.5 million people come through that town tourist-wise.
Yeah, I've never been there, but I'd love to get there. I mean, it's I've heard of people going up there vacationing and stuff, and it sounds like a really good time. So
yeah, absolutely.
I'd love to get there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I talk about it all the time. Back in the day, you know, our good friend that we just lost not too long ago, Mickey Gilley, had a theater here, still does, been here for years.
Wow, yeah.
And back in the day, Glenn Campbell had a theater here. Roy Clark had one. The Osmonds, Donnie and Marie, and all those used to be here. So there's a lot of different variety too in music, but big for country music here. Mel Tillis hung out here quite a bit.
Wow, yeah, that's great company. That's a lot of big names.
yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll talk about some of them big names here in just a second, but you received a guitar, it says, as a graduation gift during your senior year of high school, and I see that you're leaning on a guitar right now in a guitar case. So tell us about that. Did you learn how to play taught yourself, or did you take lessons, or what?
I taught myself. I started playing, you know, covers and stuff like that, and I learned about 4 or 5 covers, and it got to the point where I was like, you know, I don't want to play anybody else's stuff. I want to write my own stuff. So
yeah,
by the time I finished my first song, man, it was like I was obsessed. You know, at that point, I was like, and it got to the point where I was writing a song a night for a long time, and they weren't really good songs. It's just, but that's how it goes when you're songwriting. It's just you're gonna write a bunch of not very good songs.
Yeah. Well, you said before we went on tonight that you heard the Lance Carpenter interview that I just did, and his first response to his songwriting wasn't great, but he didn't stop. He kept going, and then he later on wrote a hit song for Kelsey Ballerini called "Love Me Like You Mean It."
Yeah. I mean, I heard the interview, and that guy's a really good songwriter.
Yes,
like,
he is.
I was highly impressed.
Yep. And one of the purposes of doing this radio program is to bring all of you folks together. You know, I've said to Lance, and I say it all the time on the radio, this independent music community is huge, but yet it's small at the same time. And it seems like a lot of people know everybody and know the same people, and they help each other and they collaborate. There may become a great songwriting relationship come out of you two guys tonight here on the program, or there might be a radio program that I do that, you know, somebody wants to do a duet with somebody and go, wow, that's a female vocalist I'd love to sing with, and reach out to them and stuff like that. So that's why I keep doing this program, is to build those relationships and bring people together with music.
Yeah, you can't help but respect that, man. You're doing a great thing.
Thank you. Well, your first independent EP was called Texas Most Wanted. Now, immediately that makes me think of a genre in country music called outlaw country. Is it kind of like that, or maybe some Texas Red Dirt, or what do we got going on?
It's definitely an outlaw song. It's actually a prison song.
Okay.
I know you're not going to play it tonight, but I'll give a synopsis of it. It's kind of like a guy. He kills the man he called his dad because his dad was doing his mom wrong, beating up on his mom basically, and then he's on the run because of that, and ends up in prison. And by the end of the song, it kind of comes full circle. The judge kind of says, you know, hey man, I'd have done the same thing if I was in your shoes, but I got to do what the law says. So
right.
that's kind of what the song's about. But Yes, it is a very outlaw song.
I love it. That is like I said, a genre within itself in the world of country music. There is red dirt country that I mentioned, outlaw country. There's pop country, and I like a lot of all of it. We play some of the good pop country artists as well. So it is amazing because country music tells the best stories, I believe, and I'm sure you're well sold on that deal too.
Oh yes, it's the way I see it is. Music is a gift from God. It's transcendent, and it's a way for, it's the only way that I can see that I get to explain myself without being misunderstood.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I would explain it, I guess.
Well, and in some of the songs, and I'm sure you'll agree with this too, it's the story of your life that you get to tell to other people through music. Driving through those back roads or whatever you do, hunting and fishing, and we hear all of those kind of cool songs on the radio, and there's a bunch of that going on in Texas. I used to live in southeast Oklahoma, around where Blake Shelton's from, in Ada, Oklahoma. And we're pretty close to Sherman, Texas down there. My daughter's still down there, as a matter of fact, and we've been to Old Red and Tishomingo and everything. So we actually went to his mom's got a store next door to Old Red in Tishomingo, a resale shop, and we bought some deer antlers for like $5 that he picks up on his ranch out there in Tishomingo. I mean, and they're sitting above our bed, and we decorated our room like a cabin. So...
it all works out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and there's just so much good country music that comes out of the South down there. So you're in a great spot for it, for sure.
No, yes, sir.
Now, let me ask you this question, and you're a pretty young gentleman, and when we think about like 90s country, it's hard to believe that was 30 years ago, but I know that's what got me into country radio and wanting to do it, because I moved to Oklahoma in 1990 from California. And so who are some of the artists that you listened to growing up on the radio, and some of the ones that might have influenced you to want to do something in country music?
Well, really early on, it was a lot of, my mom loves country music. My dad loves country music too, but my mom, she would have like Brooks and Dunn and George Strait, of course, and, Alan Jackson. But a lot of Alan Jackson, a lot of, my mom had that Alan Jackson gospel CD. I still remember her playing that in the car all the time. So
wow.
There was a lot of, a lot of those big 90s names, Clint Black, a lot of those guys, pretty much all of them. I love the music as a whole, and anything I really got my hands on as far as country goes, I would find a song or two from each artist that I enjoyed. So
yeah, yep. And I'll tell you what, Clint Black's daughter, now we're playing her. Her name is Lily Pearl Black, and she's got a great debut single and a video to it out, and we've been spinning that. So yeah, that tells me how old I am. So
well, yeah, I'll have to check her out.
We're playing the young people of that generation, and Garth Brooks' daughter, Allie Colleen. I interviewed her on the radio here a while back. She's from Owasso, Oklahoma, just outside of Tulsa, and went to Belmont University there in Nashville. And she's been all over country radio here lately, doing it on her own. She doesn't want to use Daddy's name or Daddy's money or any of that. She wants to stay independent. And so let's talk about that a little bit too. There's a lot of big names in radio that we've been mentioning, but staying as an independent artist and making music your way, that's probably something that kind of maybe attracts you too, to want to do your own thing and your own way with it.
Right. And there's a lot of people, and I'm not bashing anybody because I'm nobody right now, but there's there's ways to, I guess you could quote unquote make it big overnight, and right. Things like that. But you have to keep in mind that you want to build a fan base that's going to stick.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that being said, the best way to do that is just to get out there and road dog it and
yep.
just go earn fans, and which is, I'm in the process of putting together a good live show right now, a band and things like that. So
awesome.
that's the plan. You know.
I'm reading that in your bio. It says after you toured for a few years locally, you decided to widen your horizons and take your talents to a music producer in Nashville. Who is that music producer that you're using?
His name is Jake Parshall from Parshall Productions. Great guy, very professional guy, and man, he's fantastic. He's a genius.
Yep. And what's the recording studio that you're using to record your music that we're going to play tonight?
Saxman Studios. Grady Saxman is the owner of that, and another great guy, a very professional guy, great drummer. I mean, a fantastic drummer. Wow. And he does the drums for the music that two of the three that you're going to hear tonight. He's on the drums for those. So
that's awesome. You know, I say it all the time. You got to have these good people in your corner to make this magic happen. It's not a one-man show. You've obviously alluded to that when you say you're trying to put together a full band. So there's so much work that goes into that, you know, and trying to get the right guys to back you up. And you know, it becomes a relationship like it's almost a family. It probably is a family when you're touring on the road and sleeping together on that bus and eating at those restaurants or eating on that bus, you know, and spending all that time together. It's about...
or not eating at all.
Or not eating at all. Yeah, it's about those relationships that you're going to make along the way, and doing what you love to do, man. That's got to be a cool deal.
Right. It is. I'm looking forward to it, man. It's been a dream of mine for a long time.
Yep. Now, are you a married man or have any kids or anything like that? Or are you single?
I am married. I have a beautiful wife. Her name is Erica, and right after we got married, I mean, honeymoon, we found out she was pregnant with a beautiful little girl, Maddie, and she is inside right now. She should be getting to sleep, but she's a year, a little over a year old. So
wow, so that is awesome. How did you guys meet?
We met the same way a lot of people meet these days, over social media.
That's how I met my wife.
Really?
Yep.
Well, yeah, but we were kind of from the same area. We're both from the same area, and it was very easy and natural. Yeah. So it worked out really well.
Well, yeah, sounds like. And
obviously.
Mine too, and I better watch what I say. She's listening. She's in our live chat room right now. So, but yeah, she's my soulmate. Never in a million years would I thought you could meet somebody on the internet, you know, and
I know
that it would work into that kind of relationship. So it's cool that I'm glad I asked that question. I had no idea. But the reason I asked that question is because she's your wife, and that's family, and your mom and dad and all of those folks, you know, as family. Supporting you in this country music journey that you want to do. There is nothing better than having them behind you and having your back, is there?
Not at all. I wouldn't be here without them, honestly. So.
Absolutely. So, man, that's good stuff. Let's play one of your songs. The first one, like I said, that I saw was called Rearranging Sawdust. And I thought, man, what a neat title this is. I wonder what this is about. So now I'm going to ask you, because the reason I love doing these interviews, I want to hear the stories behind a lot of these crazy song titles that I get. They're pitched to me or I find them. So what are you doing? Building a house and 2x4 sawdust all over the place? What's going on here?
Okay, so there's a dance hall about an hour from where I'm at. It's called Schrader Hall. It's the second oldest dance hall in Texas, and it's one of those places where they still sprinkle sawdust on the floor, and so I don't know how I came up with the idea of rearranging sawdust, but it just kind of popped into my mind, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta write this."
I love it. I knew what it was about. I was just leading into it in a wild way. I love it.
Yeah. No, it's So when you're dancing, you're just kind of moving that sawdust all over the floor. So that's kind of what it's about. It's about marriage. It's about, you know, figuring things out as a couple. And I've been married 2 years, so I feel like I've been married just long enough to where I can figure out what works when you're figuring out, like differences between one another. So that's kind of what the song's about.
And isn't that a cool feeling when, number one, you can get them out on the dance floor dancing to your original country music, and then when they're singing your songs and they know the words to your originals, that has got to be a cool feeling for an independent artist.
Oh, yeah, it's no other feeling like it.
Yeah, so that is awesome. Well, for the folks that have never heard this song before, and we got a bunch of them because I've only played it a time or two since I found you on YouTube leading up to this interview tonight. We're going to start busting it out pretty good now, though, and we can get you on Triple Play Thursday and all of that with your music. We got Ryan Talley with us tonight. This is called Rearranging Sawdust on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on New Music.
We've been going around 1 or 2 weeks. Who's right or wrong? You or me? Yeah, these two hearts had about all they can stand. But it's a Friday night. I know a place downtown where the neon lights can work it all out. There's a hardwood floor I can spin you around. One thing's for sure, I know something about rearranging sawdust. Whenever we've had enough, we can soak up the neon. No better way to fall back in love than to sawdust. Well, I know how silence can cut like a blade, but I know what to do when there's nothing to say. We can take those problems that we create, two-step all those problems away. Rearranging sawdust. Whenever we've had enough, we can soak up the neon. No better way to fall back in love than to rearrange the sawdust. Stars line up when we walk through the door. We make constellations on a dance hall floor. Rearranging sawdust. Whenever we've had enough, we can soak up the neon. No better way to fall back in love than to sawdust. Yeah, rearrange the sawdust.
Sawdust, and that one will make you want to get out on the dance floor for sure. I love that and love the story behind it as well. We got Shelly in here, Kelsey, we got Donna, we got Brenda. Lots of ladies love country music, don't they?
No, yes, they do.
and they love to dance. I think they're the ones that started this country line dance craze that went all over the country here a while back.
I'm telling you.
So, yeah, I absolutely love it. I got 2 left feet, so I'm not big on dancing and two-stepping and all that, but I sure love to put my voice over your music. That's why I wanted to do this radio thing for a long, long time.
Well, like I said, I appreciate you having me. It's a pleasure being on here.
Well, it has been fun, man. And this is one of few radio interviews we talked about that you have done. There will be more, my friend, because we're going to put you on 14 stations tonight. You just went out that first song to 14 different radio stations around the country, here in the U.S. and around the world. I got 3 in Belgium, and you're going to go to Ireland and all over the place, Germany. So they're going to replay you all next week, and they love the kind of country music that you guys make over here in the U.S., and without us doing these shows like we do and sending it to them through big files, they can't get it. So,
well, the more the merrier, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just it makes me really happy to hear that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we talked about off the air, if you do this for 10 years and walk away from it, and some have done that. Garth Brooks took some time off, comes back in after taking 10 years off, and then wins CMA Entertainer of the Year. Taylor Swift had a good run in country music. Now she's touring all over the world as a pop artist. And, so anything can happen. You said it might be an overnight success, but it's not really. There's a lot of hard work behind it that goes into it. And you're honing yourself and prepping yourself and honing your skills to do it not only the way you want to do it, but to do it on the bigger stages.
That's right. I'm in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
It's just, there's nothing else in my life that I've really been any better at, really, other than trying to be a good husband and a good father. Music's always just been it's been right there staring me in the face. So.
Yep. And that is awesome, man. I love that statement that you just made. Those are the most important things: being a good husband and a good father, God-fearing man, and love for your country and love for country music. It all goes hand in hand. But now, speaking of playing on the big stages, I told you off the air I was going to ask you a question that I don't ever tell anybody ahead of time. But what would be Ryan Talley's dream gig? Maybe an artist that you could either open for on the big stage or maybe do a duet with. Who might be some names we might know?
Do they have to be alive?
Nope. Bring them back. Please bring some of them back.
Merle Haggard at the Ryman, man.
Oh, man, there you go.
No, just, to be able to play at the Ryman, I mean, which is, that's a long ways off, but it's just, that's a dream. I mean, if you play at the Ryman, you got your name in the books, man.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. But, I actually, my last trip to Nashville, me and my wife went and visited the Ryman, and it's there's something about that place. I mean, as old as it is, and it's it looks a little creaky. It's just all the people that have walked across that stage.
Yeah,
it's just. There's something about that place.
Absolutely, man. So much great history. One of the oldest radio stations in the country, WSM. I got to see a live radio show from down there in those big French doors. I can't remember who was on the air that day, if it was Bill Cody or who it was. But, I learned a lot, too. I didn't know Pat Sajak, that has hosted Wheel of Fortune for 40 years, was on the radio at WSM back in the day and was a disc jockey. So, for me, wanting to be in radio when I was a young man, that did it for me, and I know it does it for you as a country music artist. And I'm playing a lot of people in country music. We just talked about Mae Estes from Hope, Arkansas. She just debuted on the 4th of this month, a couple of Saturdays ago, and Aaron Enderlin has been there, Brandy Clark that we've been playing, and just so many others. Nate Smith, Randall King, you name it, the list goes on and on. So, man, we know one of these days, if you keep at it, we're going to see you there, because your music is fantastic.
Oh, I appreciate that, and I hope so. I would I would probably have one of those moments right there on the Ryman stage. I mean, it would be, but yeah. I hope so one of these days.
I didn't know the story behind Dylan Carmichael. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's the nephew.
Yes, huge fan of Dylan Carmichael.
He's the nephew of John Michael Montgomery and Eddie Montgomery, from Montgomery Gentry.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that he was a security guard inside the Ryman Auditorium. And so, security guards can go wherever they want within a building, and he used to go across that stage and stand in that circle all the time. But he vowed finally one day he's going to do it with his guitar in his hand, and he got to do that last year. So that had to be a dream come true for him, and we hope it comes true for you as well, man. That would be awesome.
Well, I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Well, Ryan, I love your music. We're going to play 2 more songs for you tonight. But before we talk about this next song, where can folks find you on social media if they want to reach out and purchase some of your stuff and go see you on a tour?
You can find me anywhere you get your music, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, anywhere. You just look up Ryan Talley, Talley. You can find me on Instagram, Ryan Talley Music. You can find me on Facebook. You can go to ryantalley.com and find me on there, and that should have all my socials there. So, also on TikTok. I am on TikTok. I post pretty regularly. So
awesome. I need to do that more. I find a lot of good country artists on there, though. That is for sure. I scroll through there quite a bit. And what's neat about that format is that you get these little 15-second or 30-second snippets of a song. And I'm like, whoa, this is sounding pretty good. So I go check you out on YouTube. Now, I just found you through my YouTube feed. Every time I refresh, it's feeding me new country music now that's only 4 or 5 days old, and you popped up. But TikTok does the same thing, and then in these little 30-second snippets, that's not enough for me. So I go check you out on YouTube and hear the whole song, and then I can either convert that to MP3 or reach out to you, and you send it to me. So, and then we end up putting you on the radio like we're doing tonight. So I'm sure glad I found you. I'll take credit for you finding you, but I sure hope the rest of the world will give your music a listen and reach out to you as well. And if they tell you they heard you here, that'd be great. But you're definitely going to get on the radio some more, that's for sure, on this station, if not any others.
Well, yes, sir, that's the plan, but just trying to get it out to as many people as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a different world than it used to be. It's all about streaming music now in all these different formats and downloading music, and pre-saves are really important now. So if you got something that comes out, we've got a bunch of music pages on Facebook and social media. It's just KICR Indie Country Radio. Feel free to join those groups and post all your pre-save stuff so people can start pre-saving your next single. And speaking of that, when you come up with something new you want to talk about, hit me up again. Let's do this again.
No, for sure. For sure.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Love to have you back on. This next song is called Burn. Tell us a little bit real quick about the story behind this one.
Well, this one's just your classic breakup song about getting burned by somebody, and that happens pretty much to everybody. I think I can speak for everybody when I say that everybody's gotten burned one way or another in their life. So that's what the song's about.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to burn up the charts one of these days, man, and you're going to burn up the radio airwaves. So keep doing your thing, and I wish you all the success in the world. And like I said, let's have you back on the program in a few months. I'd love to talk to you again. This has been a lot of fun.
All right, let's do it.
Absolutely. His name is Ryan Talley. This is called Burned on KICR Indie Country Radio.
I was burned by the spark of the fire that we had left. We were smoking hot with a love that was fiery red. But she put it out when she found another. She left a scar that'll last forever. I was burned by the spark of the fire that we had left. The fire that we had left. Well, I sure didn't think that I'd even survive, 'cause she said goodbye and she loved me one more night. But I lived to tell the tale of how I walked through hell. And I paid the price I had to pay, 'cause I kissed the devil herself. I was burned by the spark of the fire that we had left. We were smoking hot with a love that was fiery red. had left. We were smoking hot with a love that was fire red. But she put it out when she found another. She left a scar that'll last forever. I was burning my spark of the fire that we had left. I was burning the spark of the fire that we had left. The fire that we had left.
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
She looks good, I mean real good. She got that thing about her. She got that glow around her. Now it's been folded, but every time I hold it, I just can't believe you can fit in that much. Pretty in a 3x3. She's in that red dress, white ribbon in her hair, smiling at me, standing there, bare feet on a salty shore. Her eyes shine through the faded ink. Everything about it's bittersweet. Yes, she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. There's a corner ripped off. Her name's in a heart at the bottom. There's a tear stain down the middle where I've cried a little over that red dress, white ribbon in her hair, smiling at me, standing there, bare feet on a salty shore. Her eyes shine through the faded ink. Everything about it's bittersweet. Yes, she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. She ain't in this house, this room, or this town. She ain't in this bed I'm laying in right now. No, she's in a red dress, white ribbon in her hair, smiling at me, standing there, cutting me right straight to the core. Her eyes shine through the faded ink. Everything about it's bittersweet, because she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. Yeah, she might be in this Polaroid, but she ain't in the picture anymore. She looks good, I mean real good.
His name is Randall King. He is also from the great state of Texas. One of his latest singles called In the Picture. He has performed at the Grand Ole Opry a couple of times. He was just there a few nights ago on March the 15th, the 1-year anniversary of when he debuted at the Grand Ole Opry last year in 2022. What a great interview I just wrapped up with Ryan Talley, and I'm going to play his third song here in just a second, but I want to tell you, he is a fantastic gentleman, great guy, and a talented talented artist. RyanTalley.com is his website. Go over there and check him out. And I'll tell you what, you want to talk about New Country's best? He is making it right now, ladies and gentlemen. That is for sure. The third song for Ryan Talley is called Rusty Fence Post, and that's going to kick off hour number 3 of the show right now on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on New Music Monday.
Come out here as long as I remember. It reminds me of an old photograph where hay bales and blue bonnets meet the river, and cows and horses roam through coastal grass. It's the little things that cut right through my heart, and no matter where I go, I'll never be too far from those rusty fence posts. Good result of my calloused hands, like the lonely live oaks. Watch me grow into a man. My roots run deep through my soul. Heaven knows I'm always home with those rusty fence posts. I come out here when my mind needs some resting, when the weight of the world is on my back. And most folks say home is where the heart is. My heart knows exactly where it's at. With those rusty fence posts, still stand straight in a line. The lonely live oaks stand 100 years high. My roots run deep through my soul. Heaven knows I'm always home with those rusty fence posts. I've seen the tallest mountains in California. I've seen the bluest skies in Arizona. Nothing quite compares to these small town memories that built me. Like the rusty fence post those cowboys drove in the ground. Lonely live oaks, just as old as this old town. It cuts me deep through my bones, and heaven knows I'm always home with those rusty fence posts. Those rusty fence posts. Those rusty fence
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's Country.
I love absolutely every single song they play.
This station is dangerously good.
This is Today's Country.
I like the music. I like the DJs.
There's even more to like.
I like everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country. New country.
Well, I had a list of things to do, of things I hadn't gotten to. Out of all the things to choose, none of them included you. Then I started turning to the booze. I had nothing left to lose, and I had nothing left to prove. Or so I thought till I lost you. And the list goes on, and the list goes on. I should have made you number one, at the top of my list, but you're the one I skipped. And the list goes on and on. So many nights spent all alone, never once picked up the phone to tell you when I would be home. Just another reason that you're gone. And the list goes on, and the list goes on. I should have made you number one, at the top of my list, but you're the one I skipped. And the list goes on and on. And as I lay here in the dark, with these tears that I have cried, I put my hand next to my heart to see if I am still alive. And the list goes on, and the list goes on. I should have made you number one, at the top of my list, but you're the one I skipped. And the list goes on and on. And the list goes on and on.
Making his radio debut tonight on KICR Indie Country Radio. His name is Ron Mallow. That is called The List Goes On. He reached out to me this week and sent me some great music, and we got him on the radio tonight. Just happens that quick, and my playlist goes on and on and on, ladies and gentlemen, that is for sure. Well, lots of great radio interviews are in the works. I reached out to this next gentleman's wife, and she is his manager, and we are working out some dates to interview the one and the only Brandon Davis. He opened for Mr. Tim McGraw last summer in the 2022 tour. This is one of his latest singles. It is called See You In It from Brandon Davis on Today's Country from KICR Indie Country Radio. New Country's Best on New Music Monday.
Do you remember that time we were sitting there beneath the porch light on a late night? You were just smiling back at me. The world took the back seat. I was hanging on your every word. Or that night we caught the late show. Your daddy didn't know we were flying down a back road. His F-150 was where I stole your heart in the Georgia dirt. I can see you in this town, and you think I'd burn it down. But every red light street sign leads me back in town to a place where I'm loving you. And I can see you in it. Thinking back now, I can still see summer sundress, your hair in a mess. We were everybody's dream, always be 18. Thought we had forever found. I can see you in this town, and you think I'd burn it down. But every red light street sign leads me back in town to a place where I'm loving you. And I can see memories as I walk down this two-bed, one-bath home. Ain't a corner in this town your love ain't living. I know you're gone, but I see you in it. I tried leaving, but every time I try to cross that county line, I find leaving here means leaving you behind. I can see you in this town, and you think I'd burn it down. But every red light street sign leads me back in time to a place where I'm loving you. And I can see memories as I walk down this two-bed, one-bath home. Ain't a corner in this town your love ain't living. Ain't a corner in this town your love ain't living. I know you're gone, but I see you in it. I see you in it.
New country sounds like this.
I'd rather drink a hot beer, build a fire in the pouring rain, burn all of my fishing gear, then set sail in a hurricane.
And this.
I don't wanna be a good time girl, arm around my shoulder, shutting down your favorite bar.
And this.
99 Halo couldn't take you away.
You're listening to the best in new country music on KICR, Indie Country Radio.
Maybe we've gone too far. Maybe we've just begun. It's your call. Baby, pick one. You give me the word before we get too gone. 'Cause I could leave you or love you alone. If you wanna get lost, I'd love to find you. Leave of the rest of the world behind you.
Go somewhere you've never been. Take a chance that I'm your man.
If you still ain't figured it out, I've got no problem slowing it down.
But don't be scared to tell me what you want. 'Cause I can leave you, love you alone. Well, I don't wanna rush you, baby, and that's not what I'm about. But if I got what you need, you shouldn't do without. We could call it a night, or I could take you home. I can leave you, love you alone.
If you wanna get lost, I'd love to find you. Leave of the rest of the world behind you.
Go somewhere you've never been. Take a chance that I'm your man.
If you still ain't figured it out, I've got no problem slowing it down.
Don't be scared to tell
from this group, and what a cool vibe to it, and great vocal performance from Whiskey River. That is called Love You Alone. Go check out Whiskey River. Give them a follow and a like. Tell them Tim Kelly sent you over there. They are fantastic. This next artist is fantastic as well. Found him on that great little app called TikTok some time ago. He's been doing these mashups and all kinds of cool stuff and collaborations with other artists, but he has a brand new single out, and we got it, and we're going to play it right now. His name is Cooper Allen. This is called Stand Down on Today's Country from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Throwing around words like hand grenades. We both said some things we shouldn't say. Then it turned into war. You slammed the bedroom door. Picture of us fell off the wall. Honeymoon, mini golf, Panama. My forever in a broken frame really made me stop and think. Is this a hill that's worth dying on? 'Cause that pillow that you're crying on should be my shoulder, holding you closer. When there's friendly fire, someone gets hurt. Even if I'm right, is it really worth turning our house, oh, into a battleground? I need to walk in, throw my pride out, man up, and stand down. Sat in my truck trying to cool off, thinking about how this is half my fault. Looking at the grand scheme, this fight won't mean a damn thing. Is this a hill that's worth dying on? 'Cause that pillow that you're crying on should be my shoulder, holding you closer. When there's friendly fire, someone gets hurt. Even if I'm right, is it really worth turning our house, oh, into a battleground? I need to walk in, throw my pride out, man up, stand down. Too many cracks the dam's gonna break. There's only so much that love can take before it wears down. Boy, you better stand down. This ain't a hill that's worth dying on, and that pillow that you're crying on should be my shoulder, holding you closer. When there's friendly fire, someone gets hurt. Even if I'm right, no, it ain't worth turning our house, oh, into a battleground. I need to walk in, throw my pride out, man up, and stand down. Stand down. Stand down.
In a world, there was one man, Tim Kelly, and there was only one radio station, Indie Country Radio.
Yes, I know she's the life of the party, and without her, things here would die. Oh, but don't be fooled by her laughter. She has her sad times, she knows how to cry. She drinks and she talks just a little too loud. And with her pride gone, she tags along with with any old crowd. Yes, I know I'm to blame, and I feel so ashamed that I've made her the image of me. Yes, I met her in a little country town. She was simple and old-fashioned in some ways, but she loved me till I dragged her down. Then she just gave up and drifted away. She drinks and she talks just a little too loud, and with her pride gone, she tags along with any old crowd. Yes, I know I'm to blame, and I feel so ashamed that I've made her the image of me.
That is the title track to his current CD. It is called Image of Me from Mr. Jonathan Lynn. I saw Lula Bradbury in Indianapolis, Indiana, got that CD in her hand and took a picture of it on social media today. If she's listening, we love you, Lula, and hope you're doing well. We miss you here in the chat room, but we know you're listening, so absolutely want to give you a big shout out, and a big shout out to Donna from Nashville, who is live in our chat room as well, loving herself some Jonathan Lynn as usual, and we are too. He is fantastic. Well done right there. The next artist that we're going to play, we talked about in our live interview tonight in a couple of them, and both interviews actually. She just made her Grand Ole Opry debut on March the 4th on a Saturday night, and she's probably still coming down from Cloud 9. My good friend Mae Estes from Hope, Arkansas. This song is called Your Hands. I would get your hands on it on today's country from KICR Indie Country Radio, playing new country's best on a New Music Monday.
I've seen your hands grease stained, turn a wrench, swing a hammer, take apart a V8, put it back together and never miss a move. They just know what to do. And I've seen your hands 10 and 2, headed east on 40, hometown in the rear view. You left for me, letting go of everything so I could chase a dream. Steady and true and strong, and right where I belong. Holding a beer on a Friday night, holding a match when I need a light, holding the door and my old guitar, there on my knee in a crowd in a dive bar, holding a ring in my heart for the rest of my life, wearing that band. I hope your hand's always holding mine. I felt your hands in the dark, light me up all over, running through my hair and pulling me closer like nobody else. You know me better than I know myself. You pick me up when I can't stand, like my mama prayed for, kind of man. Holding a beer on a Friday night, holding a match when I need a light, holding the door and my old guitar, there on my knee in a crowd in a dive bar, holding a ring in my heart for the rest of my life, wearing that band. I hope your hand's always holding mine.
exciting.
Broadcasted live from Spreaker.com and iHeartRadio.
It's the first place I remember Grandpa bigger than life, whittling down a hickory stick with a yellow pocket knife. It's the first time I remember thinking there might be such a thing as love. It's the place that I go back to every now and then, when a wet behind the ears kid finally felt like he's the man. My daddy stood there grinning with my 12-point trophy hanging off the edge. I sure appreciate the good times you can have anytime you drop one down, circled up around the bonfire by the lake. Lord knows that it sure hauled a bunch of cans, seen too many one-night stands. It's a wonder all it did and didn't break. When those memories start to walk in, the thing I miss most often is just tailgate talking. It's the last time I remember Jimmy smiling back at me. Said, I'll see you in a year or two, as he headed overseas. It's the altar that I cried on, asking God why the hell he had to leave. I sure appreciate the good times you can have anytime you drop one down, circled up around the bonfire by the lake. Lord knows that it sure hauled a bunch of cans, seen too many one-night stands. It's a wonder all it did and didn't break. When those memories start to walk in, the thing I miss most often is just tailgate talking. It's the only place I know a guy like me got something right. Handful of roadside daisies, tiny diamond passed down twice, and a brown-eyed beauty queen smiling down at me. Yes, I'll be your wife. I sure appreciate the good times you can have anytime you drop one down, circled up around the bonfire by the lake. Lord knows that it sure hauled a bunch of cans, seen too many one-night stands. It's a wonder all it did and didn't break. When those memories start to walk in, the thing I miss most often is just tailgate talking. When those memories start to walk in, the thing I miss most often, just tailgate talking.
Making his radio debut tonight on KICR Indie Country Radio. I found that artist this afternoon. That's how fast we get him on the radio. His name is Ben McPeak. That is called Tailgate Talking, and the video to that song is on our TV channel, ICTV Indie Country TV, powered by Stream. Go check it out. It is fantastic. Well, I am sure liking the sound of this next group. Let's do some ice-cold country music from the group Southland on today's, or Sutherland rather, on today's country from KICR Indie Country Radio. New country's best on New Music Monday.
She said goodbye for the last time, and I ain't heard a word from that girl. So I'm gonna sit here, I nurse a cold beer, ease her out of my mind with a little Merle. I'm
gonna crack one open, crank one up. Love's gone to hell, so to hell with love. Gonna need 3 chords to tell the truth. Only thing that helps getting over you is a steel guitar, long necks on a neon bar. Yeah, the only way this heart is getting through this good old ice cold country music. Man, they get me straight and whittly. They always bring me back from the brink. She ain't been gone long, but I know she's long gone. So I think I'll just stay here and drink. I'm gonna crack one open, crank one up. Love's gone to hell, so to hell with love. Gonna need 3 chords to tell the truth. Only thing that helps getting over you is a steel guitar, long necks on a neon bar. Yeah, the only way this heart is getting through this good old ice cold country music. Crank one up, love's gone to hell, so to hell with love. Gonna need 3 chords to tell the truth. Only thing that helps getting over you is a steel guitar, long necks on a neon bar. Yeah, the only way this heart is getting through this good old ice cold country music. Good old ice cold country music. Yeah.
New country sounds like this.
Hey moon, I'm giving it all that I got. Hey moon, I'm down to my last shot.
And this.
Felt like living and I felt like dying. Oh, come on back to me.
And this.
Hey, pretty boy, you were pretty sure it was gonna work out for you.
You're listening to the best in new country music on KICR, Indie Country Radio.
Head to the coast. I just sent a text from my phone telling my buddies that I won't be home and to rub it in. Ha-ha! Y'all have fun working, cause I'm heading to the beach. Some R&R for me. I'm leaving my cares behind. Gonna unwind and let the sun leave a mark on me. I'm heading to the beach where I can't be reached. And if my work tries to call, sorry, all I won't let him get to me, cause I'm heading to the beach. Been driving on the road about half the day. My butt's so tired that I can't wait to stand up. I'm gonna pull off for a fill up. Sirius says 3 hours to go before I feel sand between my toes. Oh, I'm overdriving, but hey, I keep on smiling, cause I'm heading to the beach. Some R&R for me. I still can't believe. Maybe it'll hit me when I'm walking with my chair, and I can smell the salty air. Oh yeah. Man, I'm heading to the beach, somewhere an hour from me. I've left my cares behind, gonna unwind and let the sun leave a mark on me. I'm heading to the beach, and I'll be here for a week. And if my boss gets mad, well that's too bad. I won't let him get to me, 'cause I'm heading to the beach. Yeah, I'm heading to the beach, somewhere an hour from me.
That is the latest single from Carl Wayne Meekins from the state of Texas. We had a great radio interview a few weeks back. His latest single is called Heading to the Beach. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm working on my beach bod right now, so I got to be heading to the gym. No, I don't think that's going to work out, but it sounded good, don't it? Oh, look, a donut. No, I'm just kidding. This next song is the latest single from Jeremy Payton. We are currently working on a radio interview as well. We'll let you know when that happens. His latest single is called Baby I Might on Today's Country from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on New Music Monday.
You walked in, you're looking good with those cut-offs on. You threw a smile like it was nothing even going on. Now honey, I see that look in your eyes, and it's just a thin disguise that someone's not doing you right. Baby, I might. Now we can take a two-step across the floor. Who knows, it might be something more. Maybe just a glass of wine and we can just pass the time. Maybe just a little bit of corner booth. It might help you see the truth. 'Cause he's not loving you right. Baby, I might. The band is playing a bunch of sad songs. Every one of them is singing along. Baby, there's no sense sitting at home crying about a love that's already gone. So just give me a chance at a little romance, and I might change your mind. 'Cause he's not loving you right. Baby, I might. And we can take a two-step across the floor. Who knows, it might be something more. Maybe just a glass of wine and we can just pass the time. Maybe just a little bit of corner blue. It might help you see the truth. 'Cause he's not loving you right. Baby, I might. Take a two-step across the floor. Who knows, it might be something more. Baby, just a glass of wine and we can just pass the time. Maybe just a little bit of corner booth. It might help you see the truth. 'Cause he's not loving you right. Baby, I might.
Tim Kelly on Indie Country Radio.
I've been waiting for the day I can get on that plane, fly away to Tennessee. Got my guitar and a ticket, hoping someday I can make it. Nashville's calling me. 'Cause I'm Tennessee dreaming, won't stop believing. Wanna be singing under those lights. 10 years don't bother me, as long as I'm happy. Country music's in my blood, I'm Tennessee dreaming. Playing shows in honky tonks, writing songs on the road. Nashville feels like home. Recording in a studio on the famous music room with the songs that I wrote. 'Cause I'm Tennessee dreaming, won't stop believing. Wanna be singing under those lights. 10 years don't bother me, as long as I'm happy. Country music's in my blood, I'm Tennessee dreaming. Music City is the place to be. Playing shows on that Grand Ole Opry. Tennessee may be far from home, but for me, it's where I wanna be. 'Cause I'm Tennessee dreaming, won't stop believing. Wanna be singing under those lights. 10 years don't bother me, as long as I'm happy. Country music's in my blood, I'm Tennessee dreaming. Tennessee dreaming. Oh, I'm Tennessee dreaming. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm Tennessee dreaming.
I truly believe that young lady will be playing on the Grand Ole Opry one of these days at the Ryman Auditorium, in that circle where all the artists want to be. Her name is Savannah Benz, great friend of mine. Her latest single, Tennessee Dreamin', just heard it on KICR Indie Country Radio, and you can check out the video to it on our TV channel, ICTV Indie Country TV, powered by Strim. Well, I want to give a big thank you to Lance Carpenter for joining me on the program tonight. Ryan Talley, what a great interview he did with us as well. Two great artists and lots of great music on the radio on this New Music Monday. What do you say we do it again tomorrow night? We'll call it 2 for Tuesday. Every artist on the program will get double shots all show long. We may give some 3 plays to the folks who do interviews tomorrow night. I will have special guests Michael J. Morse and Miss Don Ricks from Nashville, Tennessee on the program as well. So you don't want to miss that. We'll hit the airwaves at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we will be live on our website, KICR-IndieCountryRadio.com, live from Branson, Missouri, the live show capital of the world. This has been a fun live show as well. Today's Country with Tim Kelly is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Like us there on Facebook, and we will like you right back. Until next time, I will see you on the radio. Bye-bye, everybody.
I can put you in a cornfield in downtown Manhattan. Close your eyes and reel that old zip code. I can put you on a riverbank while you're fighting traffic. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio.
Burn me